Even though I came to Houston last year for Dreamcon, this year exceeded last year by at least 3 times. Welcome back, everybody, to my last brain cell. Happy Tuesday and happy or sad, bittersweet post Dreamcon Tuesday. Now, as you can see, I am still in Houston, so I am recording this from the B&B. So I'm fresh off Dreamcon. Man, it was, of course, another amazing experience. Now, one thing I will admit, I didn't do as many interviews this time. I didn't, I wasn't as content forward this time. I think to some degree, seeing all the streamers and things made me feel a type of way because I didn't want to be associated with them. But the people I did talk to, it feels like something bigger could happen. I met an indie game artist. I got an interview with him. He has a game called Snake in the Tower. It's basically your classic Snake upgraded and on steroids, but the man only uses the steroids like to get a pump. He's not using it to like help him get bigger in size. It's just more mental for him. I can't even explain it, but it was so engaging, so intense. My brother and my friend, they played it while I interviewed the creator of it, and he was telling me his timetable. He's like, 6 to 8 months for a game. We test it out, then we go back to the drawing board, we test that out, and it just seems like a very rigorous process. It really makes me, as a gamer, appreciate the developers that much more because, I don't think we all even consider how long it really takes to make a game. Now, indie gamers obviously have, less resources, they have less finances, so they probably feel a little bit more strapped, but they're still able to push out some really high quality stuff for, what they have available. Meanwhile, the big studios take years and years and years to push out a game, right? And sometimes that game isn't even all you wanted it to be. But I feel like the Snake is the Tower does make you feel as powerful as the Snake. It still has some of that Snake fun while increasing the intensity and bringing a level of action that Snake has never seen before. Honestly, day 3 was pretty dope because we went to an indie game spot, and these aren't things I did last year. Last year I was very content forward. I gotta talk to people. I gotta get interviews. This year, man, I really took it all in. Like it was such a good time, man. But yeah, going back to the indie developer spot, my brother, and my same friend who was playing D&D, or who was playing Snake in the Tower, Snake is the Tower, went and played a D&D-esque game called a robot cowboys on Mars. It was so interesting. It was D&D based, so you roll for this. You have your stat sheet, your character sheet. You have all the information. You're trying to make decisions the best way you can. It looked like a lot of fun. And as someone who's played Baldur's Gate, so I now have a, a, a softer spot and I guess an increased, I don't know, desire to play D&D. That game seemed interesting. I met someone who has a black owned magazine in California. I met another small content creator, and it was just really cool to kind of build those connections. One thing I did do, I passed out so many pins at DreamCon. I was trying to figure out how to do it, yeah, and I saw someone just walking through the crowd. He was just passing them out, and I was like, that's brilliant. So I did the same thing. I just passed them out. Some people, again, I got conversation with. So shout out to the man I met, Jay Staggs. He said he's a driver. He drives a lot. So he asked me, he said, "Oh, where are you?" I said, "YouTube, TikTok, Instagram." Thinking I had all my bases covered, right? And he said, "Oh, are you on Spotify?" And I was like, "Nah, my episodes aren't that long. They're maybe 15, 20 minutes. So I never even considered making a Spotify." He said, as someone who drives, man, I queue up Spotify all the time. It's just so much easier. I can listen to my stuff, boop, boop. And I was like, you've given me a lot to consider. So yesterday I was playing around trying to figure out how to put things on Spotify. That shit is hard. It's not hard. It's annoying. It's a very tedious process to upload to Spotify because I have to upload my video to my files drive and then get that file to post as a wave on Spotify. I thought I could just take the video and it would just strip the volume or the media, the audio. But now that I think about it, I think my editing app has audio. This is, you were literally watching me put this together in real time. I think the editing app has an audio only like download option once I'm done editing. So I might have to play around with that and see how I can get my episodes on Spotify. But that would be an at-home project because I do think I would need my computer for that one. But yeah, man, all in all, Dreamcon was a great time. I got a good story for y'all. So this time it's like there were a lot of quests and things going on. Like a lot of activities were happening around Dreamcon, and only if you were really tapped in were you able to participate. So me and my boys, we found out that there was a couple of contests going on. There was a meme contest, there was a find all these things contest, and there was a dodgeball contest, right? So you're like, oh, okay, we're gonna figure this all out. At one point, we thought this was all related, and to some degree, it was because it was all under the umbrella of Cool Dad. Shout out Cool Dad. It was all under that umbrella, but there were various tasks and quests going on and around Dreamcon at the time. So my friends and I ended up getting Tony Stadavici cards, right? And the Tony Stadavici cards allowed you, if you got 4 different suits, so there were 3 different colors, like a light blue, a gray, and a darker blue. If you got a card from each suit, you were eligible to participate in a scavenger hunt of sorts. In the scavenger hunt, you were supposed to procure 4 gems. But once you got your cards, you went into a room and you created shields. No clue what these shields is for at this time, right? But the shields do play a part, so keep them in mind. So we created these shields. We were told to go find these gems, and we did. So we found one. Someone told us where the first one was. We found that, right? And I think someone else told us where the second one was, and then we were confused because what we realized is you had to go basically talk to every single vendor. And if you've ever been to Dreamcon, you know just how gigantic the exhibit hall, the vendor hall is at George R. Brown Convention Center. Is huge. Huge. I mean, on day 1, we had 16,000 steps. It's huge. You feel me? So we had our work cut out for us, but luckily some of my other, you were only allowed teams of 4. So 4 of us went on the hunt. The rest of us was chilling, and they were asking questions. They were like, yo, they found other winners. Like, yo, y'all find this? So we were able to finally find all 4 gems and officially participate in this dodgeball tournament. The dodgeball tournament rules were simple. The first 16 teams to find the gems were eligible to play dodgeball. We realized that the cards we were collecting also served as a mechanism for the dodgeball game. Okay, let me pull one out for y'all. Hold on. So this is what the back of the card looks like, right? It says Dreamcon Quest 2026. And this is the front of the card. So all the cards featured Tony on them. And actually, I want to turn it back around because if you guys see the 4 corners of these cards, those are the different suits, that we had to find. Those 4 different kanji. So this one has one of the kanji, and we knew it was different because this one was a black card. The dark blue ones were all black cards. So this one says Bounty. You can target an opponent, and when they die, you win. There was another card called Field, but it was Fuck You, Let's Die, and it was a 1v1. There was another card called Twap Card, and Twap Card allowed you to cancel all the other cards that people were playing and then play another one. So as you can already tell, this is not your normal dodgeball game, okay? It was a magical game. So you had the shield because you were allowed to deflect and reflect the dodgeballs. while still chucking them at your opponents. So we had a card that called Destroyer that allowed us to eliminate the use of opponent shields, right? So it was really cool. So me and my boys, we were able to finally join the tournament. We were told to come back the next day, being Saturday. So the first day we completed the quest, right? So Saturday, we were only focused, or I should say solely focused on participating in this game. So for the most part, Saturday, we had a very late start compared to the first day, right? So we pull up to the tournament and we're waiting around. We see the 16 team. We're chopping it up with people. And it was honestly a great time. So we end up getting eliminated first round. Low key though, I think we got hoed. Now, I don't remember the chain of events or the order of the events, right? But I remember I had got out at one time. I tried to sneak someone on their team. They had one heavy hitter on their squad. One. And he was a softball player. So he was chucking them shirts. You feel me? And I threw one at him right after he threw, and I didn't expect him to be able to gather himself so quick. He caught my ball. So I was out. And I have to, again, reiterate that I don't recall the order of events, right? But even though you're out, you're still allowed to help your teammate in that you can gather balls for them, give it to them, right? So my one homie is like basically 1v1 and old boy on their team, the heavy hitter, and he eliminated him. So we took round one, right? So we're feeling good. We already figured out how to get round two. So we're like, all right, boom, we're about to win this, right? We're going to be that much closer to winning $4,000. $4,000 was on the line. They for the record, we saw the winning match. They gave out 4 envelopes of $1,000 each. They weren't bullshit. I thought they were gonna be cards. These niggas doing money spreads when they won. You feel me? But anyway, we start round two, and there's mad chatter from everywhere. We're like, yo, what's going on? All of a sudden, niggas is doing sudden death. I'm like, hold on. Isn't sudden death when shit is tied? Like if time ran out and we had the same amount of people, like what's going on? Alleged apparent, yeah, I mean, I don't know what word. Allegedly, apparently, according to them, whatever A word applies in this scenario, one teammate got out on their side, and then homie caught the ball, so she thought she could come back in. Yo, nobody announced that. Like they were announcing hit, dodge, miss, this, you're out, they did this, They were making all these types of announcements, and not at any point in time did they tell old girl, yo, get back in the game. Now, if those are, now if I'm aware, right? I haven't played dodgeball in some time, but I'm aware that, you know, in school and things, dodgeball rules state if you catch the ball, you can bring a teammate back in. That was never announced in this game. You feel me? I knew I was out because my ball got caught. That just makes sense. But not at any point in time did they make it clear, yo, you caught the ball. Okay, bring a teammate back in. Because I'm, you feel me? Like, she never made it known that she was in. She just played the back. She was out the whole time, just feeding him balls. Pause. So not at any point in time did they make it apparent or clear that this person had rejoined the game. So he went to sudden death, and my boy was like, I'll do it. He put his shield down. I was low-key like, no, because he was able to deflect him before, and he was trying to bait old boy to throw at him, but old boy caught him, so he got eliminated first round. Even though we got eliminated first round, even though I low-key feel we got hoed, it didn't take away from the experience, because I got to be on the same stage that all your favorite creatives was on. You feel me? My game definitely wasn't as high profile, so it probably didn't get live streamed or nothing like that. But we were there, boys. We was on that stage. We played dodgeball for the fans, for me, for people who were there for Dreamcon. So that was a very exciting experience. I spent a lot of money, although I bought less, but the things I bought, high quality. Oh my God, are they high quality, boys and girls? I bought a Asta jacket that got his Devil Union marks on it. Oh my goodness. I got my girl a couple sweaters. I got an Ozzy Oz the Virus print of Yami. I spent a lot of money, and I'm proud of myself I didn't pick up not a single motherfucking Funko Pop. Not a one. I know. It's crazy to believe. I didn't get a single Funko Pop. I got my cousin a nigga shirt, which I'm super jealous about because hers is embroidered and mine is just flat. So I'm jealous. I'm man enough to admit that I am jealous of her shirt because I bought it last year at Dreamcon when she just got her shipment, and I low key wish I would have waited because I would have gotten an embroidered one. I bought some pants from Kiki. Yo, shout out Kiki and her peoples because I've seen Kiki online. I know Kiki makes clothes, but for some reason, I don't think I realized she made clothes for men too. So I seen the shirts. I seen the one piece crop type shirt. You feel me? Her shambles joint. I think she's a Bartholomew Kuma one too. I've seen those, but I didn't know she made pants. So I saw that she had some Doflamingo pants and she had two different Trafalgar Law pants. And I had keep seeing her booth. The one thing I didn't get to buy was a blurred Final Fantasy shirt, and I'm really sad about it, but that's okay. I kept seeing her booth, kept seeing her booth. So my one boy ended up going over there and talking to her brother. And I don't know his name. Man's introduced himself as Bino G, so that's how I'm going to refer to him as. So Bino G was talking to my boy. My boy said he liked the pants, the Doflamingo ones. He was gonna get them. So I'm like, yo, what size you got here? He goes, yo, this size is like this. Like, if he's getting an extra large, my boy was like a 36, 38. I said, I should get an extra large. I wear a 36, 38. Brother, I put that extra large on, and when I tell you that it didn't fit, I was hurt. I was like, I'm not that big, but I have huge thighs. And admittedly, I got some cake back there. So it didn't fit, right? So we went back and I was talking to them and Kiki happened to be there. Like, well, do you want to size up? I said, I personally don't think it's going to fit. Like once they got up on me, it was just bunching too much. I can't move. I don't got the flexibility. They said, yo, come on. Let us have you try the 2X. Let's try it on. I said, nah, I don't know. They said, nah, just try it. I'm like, okay, fine. I put that, and I had shorts on, y'all. That's very important for this story. When I came home to the B&B, I didn't have no shorts on, but I had shorts on this time. So I put the pants on. They fit much better. I felt I had some room, you feel me? But I knew that having one size up would help. I said, yo, let me see a 3. It didn't have a 3. So let me try a 4. The 4 is a little bigger, but I can move in those. You feel me? I feel like I could fight some. If I had to kick someone in their neck, I could do that and not be hindered in the 4X. Now, what does that translate to? I don't know, because the thing is, it's super baggy at the bottom. It got hella pants. I'll put hella pockets. I'll put a picture up of them. They are tough. They're hella baggy at the bottom, but they're slimmer at the top. So my fat ass thighs just wasn't fitting the way I wanted them to. But now they do, and they are fire. And I'm really glad I got them, because my whole thing is I want to get shit that ain't nobody gonna be able to have for real unless you came here to this event. Not two niggas around my way is going to Dreamcon. You feel me? They don't know who Kiki is. Even my boys didn't know who Kiki was, and I was surprised. I've been following Kiki for years. I don't remember how I started following her. You feel me? But I think it was because I saw she was making anime clothes, and I was like, well, that's fire. But again, I truthfully didn't realize she had more for men. And that's on me for sleeping on them. But either way, shout out to them. They had some good stuff. But overall, y'all, Dreamcon was incredible. Which brings me to my question of the day. And it's not an original question. It's something that I saw online. So they asked another creator online at Dreamcon, hey, what is an event that you would like to see at Dreamcon? And I don't recall this person's answer, but here's my answer. We live in a digital age. We live in an age of people seeing, groups like Dreamcon or RDC, seeing groups like AMP. We see they see the Tony Weavers, the Tony Stadavici. They see all these online personalities who are making money. I'd be lying if I said I don't see the same, but I don't feel like I need to be performative. I'm going to stay authentically myself. You guys get the real me no matter what. You know what I mean? Even on this internet shit, I'm not a performative ass nigga. I'm not the, oh my God, yo, what up, YouTube type of nigga. That's not my body. You feel me? I'm going to be me 100%. And I think that will continue to translate well over camera. At least that's my hope. But one thing I think I would like to see is more given to smaller creators. And what do I mean by that? Everyone's there to see RDC. Everyone wants to see Mark, Dill, Ippy, Leland, Ben, Af, John, everyone with Dez, everyone wants to see them. Tony's, you want to be there for your meet and greets. They sent emails out so you could potentially be part of the YouTube Creators Lounge, if YouTube allowed it. But I think to some degree, there should be a spotlight or the ability for smaller creators to be highlighted. They had a bunch of panels about how to monetize, how to do this, how to do that. And I didn't go to any of them because of time. And I feel like I get the concept, right? Because the idea is to build your brand, have the other brand see it, and want them to sponsor you. You want them to be able to say, oh, we believe in your vision. We see what you want to do. Here's some bread. And I get that. But I refuse to be performative. I refuse to be a nigga for y'all online, if I'm being 100% honest. So I'm trying to remain myself, but I feel like I'm slowly finding my way. I guess I refuse to be a food channel because that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to yap. I happen to eat and give you my review, but I'm here to yap. I'm here to read. I'm here to eat and yap, but I don't want to just be eating. You feel me? I know food's popular, but I'm still trying to stay in my respective lane. So with all that said, I do hope that in the future, near future, whatever, that Dreamcon allows for smaller, and when I say smaller creators, I mean under 1,000 followers. Someone who's clearly been putting in work. Like, I've only been doing this, I had to really think about it. It's only year 2 for me. That means I really have not been putting in much pain. 2 years is not a lot of time for a creator, right? That's only 600 days, pardon me, and I don't post every week. I guess it's not, I don't post brand new stuff every week, right? So I know I'm full of algorithms and things like that, but that's fine. But I hope that in the near future, Dreamcon RDC says, okay, let's try to get some smaller creators, not a bag, but some light, and it should be, it should be, and I hate to say this, but sort of like Streamer University. And I have to say sort of because Streamer University, I feel like, uh, 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 enticed some of the most ratchet people, the people who want to be performative, the people who feel like they need to do a certain style of content to be noticed. That's what Streamer University was for. But I do feel like RDC should host it like interviews. Come with a portfolio. What do you bring to the table? What is your content? What do you hope to accomplish via your content? What was the reason? I feel like having those answers from creators, from smaller creators, would make a world of difference, right? I don't remember RDC's reasoning for going into content, but I remember hearing Tony Zadovici's, and his kind of mirrors mine, right? He was like, he was depressed, he didn't know what he was going to do, so he just picked up a camera and just started doing for himself. He was really creating videos to make himself feel better, just to feel some light, right? He was still working, but he was just doing it just to have a way to express creativity. And I feel like when you're depressed, everything feels like a heavy lift. The simplest things. And you need an outlet to be able to forget a bit. You need to be able to get your juices flowing in a different way. And I truly believe, and I said this before, but creating content low-key saved my life. Between talking to God and creating content, that is high-key one of the only reasons I'm still here to this day. And I'm grateful for that. But my hope, my wish is that in the near future, RDC really puts a highlight on some of these smaller creators. And I think, in a sense, take some ideas from Kai. Like, get the people who have a weird, bizarre niche. Like, if Puzzles of Color was a creating page, they should be highlighted more. They're already a vendor, but like, do people even realize it? Like, people who like puzzles may want to go there, but if you're not looking for Puzzles of Color, you might not look for them. So maybe they get a bigger highlight as a creator, right? Like Ozzy Has the Virus doesn't need more highlight, but maybe what was another brand there that I can think of? Like, my friend bought from a place called Modern Otaku. I don't know how widespread they are, but if they're a smaller brand, things like that, just the brands, the people who are bringing something a little bit different to the table, brand or people, I would like to see RGC give them a brighter spotlight in the future. But that's also a selfish request from a smaller content creator. Anyway, y'all, I just wanted to say shout out to RGC. DreamCon was amazing. This is my second year, and I personally plan to make 2027 my third. Thank you to everybody who took a pin. Thank you to everybody who stopped to talk to me. Shout out to people that I met, that I built a very small, but I hope lasting creation and moment, or not creation, a lasting impression and moment with. I'm gonna get up out of here because I got a flight to catch, everybody. So I'll see you later this week. And until next time, y'all, this is King Echo signing off.